Chapter 2. The airports on his itinerary were Hong Kong, Beijing, Tokyo, Incheon, Kuala Lumpur, Suvarnabhumi, Sukarno, Melbourne, Ataturk, Madrid, Frankfurt, Oslo, London, Morocco, Johannesburg, Lima, Rio de Janeiro, Mexico City, Dallas, and New York. The virus had already been spread the day he left Los Angeles. Simon was a man of intellect. He believed in things deeply. He had believed in science his whole life. He had done many great things over the years. He believed he understood everything. But Simon found that people didn't always agree with him. He found that he thought most people were pathetically stupid. He found that almost everyone on the planet were insane because they were always doing destructive and spiteful things. He would talk to others, intelligent and rational men, and even they didn't seem to understand things properly. In fact, Simon began to feel more and more alone. His specialty was biology, and he had achieved many advancements related to the treatment of disease through chemistry. Simon had come to feel very close to God and his handiwork. God created so much variety in nature. Simon started to feel much closer to God and much, much more alienated from the race of human beings. Bacteria, virus, germs, and other tools of disease were created by God as warnings. They were here to constantly teach mankind lessons. If mankind lived as God meant them to live, then they would prevail over disease. God had a plan for man, and they simply needed to follow it. And Simon believed that mankind would never follow God's plan. And Simon found that something that seemed like the final warning from God. It was a very special virus. And Simon saw that it was clear that the world was only going to get worse and worse. It was wrong to try and put patches on a problem that was never going away. Mankind was a failure and a mistake. God gave it a chance, but it was clear that only a great purge would ever get the attention of mankind, a purge that would bring the world back to the days of Eden, a great purge that would eradicate the arrogance and anger that had infected the world. That time had come. It was clear to Simon that he was chosen by God to end the poison that was being spread. Pollution, GMOs, war, greed, excess, and most of all, mankind's arrogance is just some of the signs that things are only getting worse. This special virus was unique and benign. It would cause no physical pain. It would only cause a long period of reappraisal. All the men and women of the earth, at least those that remained, would be more humble in the face of things much greater than them. They would turn to God in the wake of this great plague. They would stop befouling this great, beautiful planet. Simon had tried. He had tried to find as many great men as he could. He had tried to find people of intelligence who were sane, but he found no one. They were all crazy. Simon was resigned to the fact that he was the chosen. The virus was the word, and Simon understood he would pass on the word. There have been many plagues for this, but this was different. This was a prolonged, peaceful death. Slow and painless. Like putting a frog in water and bringing it to a slow boil. All that Simon knew is he could no longer live, not in this world. There are so many evils he did not even address. He could not bear to. He tried to bear the weight of what he could, but he knew that things were worse, or even worse than he could bear to examine. He would think of it no more. He would follow the plan. That was all that was left to do.